episode 3, Sharpe In The Machine. We're going to talk about the Timberwolves beating the Lakers, Goodtimers Derby Party, and Shannon Sharpe's situation.
What up, y'all? Daffy Speaks, man. Just want to shout out all my people today. It's been a while, since I made another episode. Just been dropping little shorts here and there. But yeah, man, it's a Kentucky Derby weekend. Down here in my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. Checking out the sights, seeing the people, seeing the women with the derby hats on. And, I just wanted to cover a few quick topics today. I didn't want to go into too much detail. I just wanted to, get to the point. I know a hot button topic. Shannon Sharpe, dealing with what he's going into, I think it's a lot with what Shannon has going on right now personally. And then also, I want to talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves beating the LA Lakers, closing them out in that series 4 games to 1. And then I also want to give a big shout out to Goodtimers Entertainment. I went to their event last night, man. Ambiance was on point. The vibes was everything. As we say up north, man, it was lit. So, I mean, we had a good time last night, and I will share some footage from that as well. But yeah, let's get into the thing about Shannon Sharpe, man. You know, as they say, the lady allegedly, I guess her name is Gabriella Zuniga. Um, Filed a $50 million civil lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe alleging rape and emotional abuse. All right, man. My opinion is, it sounds like a money grab to me. So, you can be the judge of that on your own, but I think it was a money grab attempt, and then, I think a lot of people, from the athletic standpoints know who Shannon Sharpe is from his days, playing Super Bowl champion. I think once he did that Cat Williams interview, from a pop culture perspective, it took him to a whole nother level, a whole nother playing field. I think now he's realizing that, you make it to these different levels, you become successful beyond your athletic playing career, and now you're a target, man. You got the bag. Everybody want to get a bag, and don't nobody want to work for the bag. So you're a target, And I think, you know, Sharp has denied all of the allegations, but also he said, they could potentially be false and opportunistic, which is, understandably be spoken from a person that's facing, a lawsuit, right? And as you think about, working for ESPN, you're working for the Disney company, and I think working for the Disney company, I mean, like think about it. You're working for the company built by Walt Disney. Like it's a family values oriented company. So they not gonna deal with no BS, man. You already had got away with the Instagram live, Rose Sparks gate, as I call it. But I mean, yeah, man, at the end of the day, man, shout out to Shannon Sharpe. I'm quite sure he'll get through this, but I think, when you get to that point, you're a target. People want money. They want the easiest way out. And you're a target, my brother. So I salute you. I know you got the legal representation because the same lawyer we all know tried to sue Jay-Z, Tony Busby. He's just trying to get his name on somebody's case so he can get a couple of dollars, man. That's what it seems like. So whatever, right? But like I said, that's enough for the Shannon Sharpe situation. I think, at the end of the day, when you out here moving through these streets, however you call it corporately or really moving through the streets, be smart, be cautious, be careful. My favorite quote, shit. Minnesota Timberwolves eliminated the Lakers a couple days ago in game five, 103 to 96. I mean, Rudy Gobert, the whole series had been chilling like a villain, right? You get to this closeout game, and what Shaq say? He let the Lakers know they was barbecue chicken because he actually went off for 27 points and 24 rebounds. And then, I think to that point, LeBron James, like I said, man, 40 some years old, man, still playing at a high level. I mean, what else you want from a 40-year-old to give you 22, 7, and 6 and had a grade 2 MCL sprain during the game? You got to let it go, man. But I think just like how Anthony Edwards had in Minnesota had beat Phoenix last year, but they swept them. At least the Lakers got a game, right? I think it just lets you know, like, some of the people that either you grew up on or I grew up on, or just people that I watched grow up, right? Now you got this new generation coming in, like, yeah, bro, get out the way, bro. I got stuff to do. I got shit to do. I'm trying to get to this next level of the game. And if I gotta beat you to become that, I'm gonna do that. So, I mean, that's it. And I think overall, the last quarter of the season, especially after the Luka Doncic trade, I think LA looked like a good team. But one thing I would criticize JJ Redick and the coaching staff for is no traditional big. You didn't play one. You had access to one, you didn't play it, and then you have the defensive player of the year on the other side. He's gonna cook y'all ass at some point. And the funniest part about this series, he waited till the game that was the closeout game to cook y'all ass for 27 points and 24 rebounds. So I think you think about the Timberwolves' resilience. You also think about, the bench contributions throughout the series. I mean, shout out to Jay McDaniel, shout out to Nas Reed, man, they balled out, you know what I'm saying, for what it was worth. But I think the future as it relates to the Lakers, I don't know, man. I think it's the end of an era now because LeBron, he gonna still probably be able to get you 20, 24 and 6 and 5 next season, but it ain't enough to get you over the hump no more. You got somebody like Anthony Edwards coming down, young and athletic, and really wants to take it from you. He don't wanna go through getting, you know what I'm saying, beat three, four times and you know what I'm saying, different seasons. He wants to just take it from you and keep it moving. So I think, with that being said, man, I just think that you get to the point, especially if you're running the front office, you have to ask yourself, what is important? What is not important? What do we need to do to make our team better? And anybody knows me knows I'm a Boston Celtics fan, so shout out to the Celtics, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, LA, man, they done, man. Man, put them a barbecue chicken, man. Rudy Gobert barbecued them out of the playoffs. That's what it is, you know what I'm saying? That's it. And last but not least, I want to give a big shout out to Goodtimers Entertainment. I went to the Derby Eve kickoff event last night, man. Crowd was lit, atmosphere was on point, DJ was on point. And then, like I said, also giving Good Timers a big shout out, man, because they always put together quality events in the city of Louisville, man. So I'm always want to shout those brothers out, man. They're doing good things in the community. And it's just one of those situations where we realize you have different entrepreneurs and different people doing different things. But like I said, just the good time was for me personally, man. They do a good thing, man. And like I said, you got people that come back, it's like home derby, Kentucky Derby for anybody that's from Louisville. It's a time where we're like, even if you're not doing horse racing, right? We come back for the camaraderie. We come back for the family reunion type vibes. And, we just want to have a good time and kick it. So, like I said, I always shout out to Good Timers, man. They throw a hell of an event, man. So, like I said, make sure you follow Good Timers on Instagram if you're not following them, and make sure you just keep your eyes open, man, because they always throwing dope events, man. So, special shout out to Good Timers. And I also, if you look on the screen, I will share, some of that footage, as we go through, as we close out. So I'll close out with some of the vibes from last night because it was a good time. And that's that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Shannon Sharpe, long way to go. I know the brother will pull through. We rooting for you, Shannon. And Ed was Minnesota. I kept telling people last year I think they would get over the hump once they went through a few people, went through a few teams. And I think now, actually, the Julius Randle trade last summer, I didn't like it. But I think now what they look like they're becoming, I think it's gonna fit, and it might be the thing that gets them over the hump. So we shall see. And then, like I said, once again, big shout out to Good Timers Entertainment, Louisville, Kentucky, man. Vibes was lit, had a great time. So yeah, man, just I always want to invite my listeners to share their thoughts on any topics I've covered today and suggest ideas for any future episodes if you can do that, man. And like I said, it's your boy Daffy Speaks, live from the Derby City, 502 Stand Up. Next week, I'll be back in New York City and we're going to walk you through Native and we're going to show you, how Native on 125th Street is, the vibe they're bringing to Harlem. Once again, boy, it's your boy Daffy signing out. Holla.